Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rikakwadash. Of course, double honors go out to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone, who through the Holy Spirit continue to give us His truth. This is Nama of the DC camp. And for you people out there, for you Jakes especially, that don't get it, how much this devil, this so-called white man, he is the nation of Edom in the Bible, the descendants of our forefather Jacob's brother, all right, Esau. This hatred is never going to go away until they go away. All right, this is what's known as transgenerational. I'll pull that up shortly. All right, it says here, video Russians mock African students with bananas and racial slurs. And if you recall the curses that we're under, specifically in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, these curses are all over the Bible. However, they're concentrated in Deuteronomy 28. All right, you will remember in verse 15 and 16 specifically, it talks about cursed shall you be in the city. And what? Let's get it real quick so I don't butcher it. All right, here we go. As soon as it loads here, these curses are not going to come off of us until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai takes them off. All right, so no matter how much money you make, where you go in this world, these things are going to follow and cling to us. That's part of the curse. That's part of the prophecy. Let's start at the top. For those of you that do not know, Deuteronomy 28 and 1. These only fit us. Now, if we were to do these things, of course, none of this would have happened. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Most High Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power. Now I'm going to skip down. Please read those, the entire chapter, but I'm going to skip down for time's sake to 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. What do you think that means? All right, no matter where you go. Oh, I think I'll go to Japan. And you're going to have some Japanese, Ammonite. And it's never going to cease nowhere where you go. It's going to catch up to you. All right, now, excuse my attempt at Japanese there, but hey. Here we go. It says, moreover, 45, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not. Remember what I read at the top, all right? Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. I believe it was a Cushite right before we moved from downtown DC where we were, like 5 blocks from the White House where we used to be. We moved to Howard University where we are now. Before we moved, it was a Cushite. I believe it was 2 of them. It might have been one of them might have been a Jake. I don't know. But he specifically said why people don't deal with us. He said, y'all are cursed people. Even the heathen know it. But our people fail to realize this. All right, let's go to the video. I've gone on for over 4 minutes. Here we go. I just don't get it. Remember, our people think, well, and I will agree, the American Edomite is an exceptionally wicked Edomite that nobody else likes. I get it. But you're still dealing with his brethren, wherever you go in the world. Germany, in this case Russia, the Netherlands, wherever. Here we go. Same characteristics. Man, watch this. He don't know any better. Gave him a banana. Now, see, he knew what the deal was. Throwing snowballs. See? On January 20th, a video was shot with several clips of two unidentified Russian people, and I suspect they will remain unidentified, interacting with and calling African students discriminatory slurs while handing them bananas. The video, shot at Moscow State University of Civil Engineering, has sparked attention on Reddit as well as on Russian social media channels. The video features a Russian filming and another handing out bananas and throwing snowballs at the African students using the slur monkey as well as other insults. The nature of the video sheds light on the ongoing racism against foreign students in Russia. Moscow State University of Civil Engineering, see, and of course you're going to have Jakes trying to take sides. Well, you know, Russia is picking on Ukraine. Fuck them. Why are you concerned with them? Why? This is a problem with Jake. Always wanting to save these motherfuckers. For what? They don't give a fuck about us. But they're sure living well because of us. Moscow State University of Civil Engineering has more than 200 foreign students from 35 countries. A number of partnerships between Russia and Africa, including scholarships, provides opportunities for students to study. How beautiful it would be if you could cut all these motherfuckers off from the resources they need. Wouldn't that be beautiful? And I suspect that was one of the motivations for, because you remember Gaddafi, before he was murdered, wanted to establish a currency based off of it's richest continent. Why not base a currency off of the wealth that you have, the gold, the other minerals, all right, and things of that nature. Oh, he was out of there. We can't have this. And guess who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the great pretenders pretending to be Israelites. A Congolese student, Chris Denga, 27, began pursuing his studies in Russia in 2015. According to Francis the Observer's, Denga said he has witnessed different accounts of racism at the Moscow University, but not to the extent of the video. See, this is this hatred. When I said, well, I'm going to go into it now, where you had, and it has to do with this birthright that this devil sold way back when. When you go to Genesis 25, it goes into that. When Jacob and Esau was born, and then you notice how different they were, and one was a man in the field, like wink, wink, who do you think that's talking about? Jacob, of course, was the one that was studious. You know, he was dwelling in tents. You know, he was concerned with his studies. And, you know, Rebecca, of course, was more fond of Jacob, and of course Isaac was more fond of Esau. You know, he loved his venison. You know, he was, you know, expert hunter, as it says. All right, now who is that? Like, duh, And then he ended up, because of a lack of integrity, selling his birthright. And that's what this has been all about, the hatred. It's transgenerational, like I said. So let's look up that word real quick. Let's see. Transgenerational just means acting across multiple generations. You know, even in Numbers, where it talks about Most High war with Amalek from generation to generation. Amalek is an Edomite. Amalek. Let's see. War. Whoops. Exodus. Salakia. This is Exodus chapter 17, verse 16. For he said, because the Most High, Yahweh, have sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. These are the head, they're the sneaky motherfuckers. They're actually like the brains, well, they're not like, they are the brains behind the operation. That's why a little country over there occupied called Israel, which was our land, they run everything. Why do you think these bankers, the elite, the ones that actually run this world, profess to be the Jews? The greatest case of identity theft the world has ever known. And look at our people, they don't want to know. They want to be niggers, because the people behind that run everything, including the music industry and all this other shit, this filth that has contaminated our people's minds, they're behind it. All right, and because of this devil, because of his blessing, all right, he's got the best of everything in this world. That's Genesis 27th chapter, starting at 38, you know, because he cried and, you know, asked his father Isaac, you know, don't you have like at least one blessing for me, Father? And he said, yeah, and he gave him his blessing. And he, what? By the sword you should live, and this is how you would have gained everything, and also through deceit. You got to remember, that's another way he gets everything, through lies and deceit. All right? So this devil has got a lot to pay for, and believe you me, now we could go into other scriptures about how, because for some reason, the Christian community thinks that this devil can repent, and it tells you, no, he can't. He is the wicked that the Bible talks about. Malachi, 1st chapter, verses 1 through 4. Romans 9 and 13 specifically says, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. All right, so what are you people talking about? That's New Testament. All right, so you people don't understand that you have been deceived. I'm trying to figure out, for the life of me, and I'm talking about you Jakes, I don't give a fuck about all these other nations because they're irrelevant. I'm talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those that are scattered that look like the other nations, but you are Israelites. I'm trying to figure out, how are you going to listen to an individual, and then specifically I'm talking about the so-called white man, that's committed all these atrocities against you, and you're going to listen to him concerning a book that is yours? Well, this is something that he can't grasp because it was not given to him. It's not meant for him to understand it, and yet you're there in these churches, week in, week out. Listen to all these lies. And then we come around and tell you, we're out there on the highways and byways for you. Ask all your questions that you want. And if you notice, you'll ask certain questions to your so-called preacher. He'll say, well, I'll get back with you. No, we're not supposed to be in Revelation. No, that's sealed and all this. And he's going to keep telling you these things, and you're going to be asked out because it's going to be too late, because he doesn't know. These people were set up to keep you, I'm talking about our people, to keep you from knowing who you truly are. Psalms 83rd chapter. Classic example. They're all working together to keep us from becoming a nation. Please read it. Okay, with that, again, I'm going to cut it short. Transgenerational, I went into that. Oops. All right. This has been, here it is. Russians mock African students with bananas and racial slurs. And all you are is there to learn. In particular, these students are civil engineering students. So they got the smarts, all right? Any kind of engineering. You got that, all right? Hey, so with that, shalom.